excited. I'm trying to use excited because everybody's excited when you get to Daytona. And, everybody thinks we're going to win all 36 races, but last week was a pretty good tell or a reminder of where we stack up as a race team. I think we didn't get beat by anybody that we weren't supposed to get beat by out in LA, but granted, we didn't beat anybody that we shouldn't have. So left there again frustrated, not as bitter of a pill to swallow this year than last, because I think I had unrealistic expectations last year, and then after you go through the year and you see what your strengths are, see what your weaknesses are as a team, you kind of understand the limitations. So it sucked to go out there and miss a show, and I think the struggle area is going to be the similar struggle areas this year, short track stuff. I think we're going to get a little more help on some intermediate body scans, some stuff from GM that's been helping with simulator time. So I think you're going to see us be in play at the speedways and run well. I want to be a team that doesn't have any DNFs and be just a solid team. We had 9 DNFs last year, 9 mechanical DNFs last year, and then 3 driver DNFs. So if we can clean those up, I think we should be substantially better.
You're saying unrealistic expectations. Are you talking about like you personally or your team? What do you mean by that?
Yes.
Before looking ahead to Fontana, it's supposed to be the final race on the 2-mile oval. Will you go there caring one way or another, and knowing that the plan is supposed to be a half-mile after this year?
I think that what the drivers like a lot of the times isn't what the fans show up and drove to see. The Fontana is a really fun racetrack. It's got a lot of characteristics, got a lot of character with, the ability to run 5 lanes, the ability to run on the fence, to use some tire conservation, but then again, it also plays into a stretched out race with not a ton of passes, not a lot of cars close together, which for the viewers on TV, they don't necessarily love that. So I can take it or leave it one way or the other. And if they have a plan and that makes sense with a C that they need to do, that's what they're going to do. And whether it's a half mile, I hope that they take some consideration from the drivers on input of what that configuration should look like, as opposed to just rifling it over to iRacing and drawing something up and spitballing it. So hopefully they can lean into the Drivers Advisory Council a little bit and get our input on what a track layout would look like and what would be the best racing. So a lot of challenges, but I think they're going to figure it out, whether it's the 2-mile oval or reconfigure short track.
What do you attribute your success at Superspeedway racing? You've had some good runs at Atlanta, the kind of more city Superspeedway racing, and also Daytona. Is it more race strategy? Is it draft? What do you attribute that success to?
It's the equalizer a bit. You can use some common sense and some brains to find yourself there at the end, and it's like chess with 3,600-pound chunks of metal. And you don't have to have the fastest car, because I don't think I've qualified better than 33rd here at the 500 ever in my 7 years here. So hopefully we can better that. It doesn't make you feel good when you just roll out here and you just floor it for a minute and you realize that's where you stack up. But I do like speedways because it doesn't matter how slow your car is, you can kind of find the right ways and position yourself.
And your father won here, like you said, in an Xfinity Series race about 22 years ago. Do you remember anything of that when your father won?
I do. I was actually thinking about that this morning. I remember when he won with Base, I'd have been 97, I believe, so I'd have been 6. And I remember we were watching from the grandstands with my aunts and uncles and everybody, and cousins. And I remember being by the front stretch fence, waiting for them to open the gate so we can run to victory lane. I remember getting carried across the grass by my aunt. So, and what's really cool is, ever since my dad started racing down here, we always get a beach house in Flagler Beach or wherever, and we'd have grandpas, uncles, we'd have 12, 15 people at a beach house crammed in, kind of like a family reunion every February. And we've continued that tradition. We've got a house down in New Smyrna. We'll pack all the kiddos in and have a good time. So we kind of make it a LaJoie family reunion every February.
Hey Corey, it's a stacked truck field on Friday night, and people think that if you guys can successfully get into the field, that you're going to have a shot to win that race on Friday night. What would that mean to you to get a win, obviously with the Spire program, Bono, Mannion, and the whole Spire team?
Yeah, so Bono and I's record right now is 1-for-1 with that modified we took to Daytona or took to Martinsville. And I was trying to think of when I've driven a car in a National Series race that is as fast as or as capable as a top 5 car. And every thing that I can recall, I mean, whether it's been an Xfinity car, whether it was a truck that I drove 2 times, whether it was a Cup car in any year, you know, it's been outside the top 30 team. So this is the first time, realistically, in my National Series career that I've showed up with a truck or a car that's capable of like having race-winning speed. And now I have a ton of experience. I feel like I'm super confident on the speedways to do the right moves, and there is no other outcome for me to consider a good day other than holding the trophy.
Are you considering any other truck races, or is it just Daytona and then focus on the Cup deal?
So I'll give you some breaking news. I don't know. I think it was in the press release. I think we're doing Darlington as well. So we're doing Daytona and Darlington. I'd love to do more. I was trying to get them to put me in from North Wilkesboro, but I've about dropped you some more information. Somebody else is in that truck that drove it last year, clogging it up for me. So, yeah, I mean, I'm focusing on Friday first. That's the appetizer, and then the full entrees Sunday afternoon for the old 500.
Jared Haas with Frontstretch.com. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, check one of those 2 videos out that we have right beside you. Visit Frontstretch.com for more great content.